Let's get down to business. Monthly AT. Who's even playing? Oh, Frenchie's playing or what? What's going on? Bill is playing? Who's cooking? Oh, okay, actually, this is a... Okay. All right. This is a Shuriken team with Bill. And something over here as well going on. All right, okay. What's up next? Do we... this is Snowfall, I think? What? Team Snowfall here? Wait, who's on Team Snowfall? Wait, who is this? I can't... Oh, I've got the bug. I can't check who people are. So we got Benny here, Void, Cranel, and Alex. I assume this is... Is this Nigel? I'm assuming this... I think this is Nigel. It's actually a very strong team as well. And then, of course, we have the double cancer amalgam. Have fun with that. Let's see. We got Frenchies. Who are French? Who's French, guys? Desire is French. Okay, so who's Worms? Oh, Draza, actually. Okay. Draza's back. So wait, who's this player? Wait, who's Holyfield Diff? I have no idea who that is. But we've got Sakaya, Goku, win or go home, Glint, 1v9, Draza. Wait, who's Desire, guys? Who's Desire? Oh, wait, is it Aros account or what?
Hold on to your points.
And then we've got Desire here.
An enemy ship is pulling into the harbor.
So this is Salad 1v9, Draza 1v9, Glint 1v9, Sakaya 1v19, Goku 1v100. Yeah. Okay, so that's a very strong roster, actually, a very robust team. Let's see who else is cooking. Wait, there's an Aeon team? That's hype, actually. Did you say Team Raze? Raze Gaming? Oh, it's not. Eros is actually someone. Oh, okay, it's actually a different person then, okay. Wait, Aeon repping the bunker DH? That is just not ethical. Like, you hate to see that. Yeah, Afterlife Aeon there. Where's Souls? Souls needs to come back to the game. We need... Look, if you know, you know, guys, okay? If you know, you know. Why are these names all bugging out? What is this? Ah, Red Naxxla. Dude, this is a crazy thing. Red Naxxla, by the way, pretty consistent Guild Wars 2 PvP here, plays a lot of Elementalist. Used to actually play in my Mystic build, my random build tournaments a lot, all the way back in the day. This is like a very classic Guild Wars 2 player, at least in my mind anyway. Okay, and I think there's also the Z Squadron as well. Let's see. So I assume this is this Zintrex? It is Zintrex, yes. So, yeah. Oh my, what is this? Oh dear Lord. Okay. We actually have the support warrior from Yui here, and then it is triple amalgam from Zintrex, Dra, and Notamel, and that is absolutely vile. And Caspi, okay, so I'm actually surprised to see Caspi not actually cooking with the Mirage. Of course, seeing that new kind of new fancy conduit UI here, but wants to rotate around the map on the Revenant, in fact. Of course, Mirage, of course, got some changes here, and of course, Caspi loves his Mirage 100%, but it's gonna be the conduit, at least for now. Okay. Well, we'll have to see this. We're gonna have to see what's gonna be cooking there. I think the two teams that I think are interesting here, it is gonna be Frenchies, and this team here. I think these are the two strongest teams by a bit of a fair margin, actually. I don't think I see anyone else who I think is likely to be able to contest either of those two teams. So it's French versus Z Squadron, pretty much, I think is what we're gonna be looking at here. I think all of these games are going to be pretty straightforward. I don't think any of them will be close. We might want to actually look for like a mid-level game maybe and see if that... Oh, wait, actually, who's Magic System? Is Magic System Zealith team? Oh, it is Zealith team. Yeah. Okay, actually, I take it back. Yeah, I thought these guys maybe weren't playing. I didn't see them immediately. But yeah, we actually have the Sewer Prince here. Zealith 1v9. Aki here as well, of course. Frosty and Skitto. And previously, yeah, also, but they're playing a pretty different approach. And they're going to be playing Mirage, right? Because Skitto is a big Mesmer player. So it's going to be very interesting, actually. to see how this one actually kind of interacts with the rest of these comps here as well. I think one thing that this Mirage is going to have to be very careful of is just getting chased down by any of the conduits, right? The power conduit is one of the classes that can actually stick to the Mirage and chase it down a little bit. So we'll have to see how that one's going to go. And of course, Frosty, yeah, this is like the Frosty trademark, loves that Condi conduit. Also a very strong build right now, as I understand it as well. Of course, we have the one amalgam. And this is really going to be the story, is are the teams going to have good ways of dealing with this amalgam build? So seeing we've got some kind of trivial games in this first round here, really, I feel like we're going to have to explain what's going on, okay? This amalgam build is absolutely demonic, okay? It spams permanent quickness and stability on itself. It's spamming CC. It does a bunch of damage. It is a complete menace in these 1v1s. It's brawly, it's bruisery, it's a bully, okay? The bomb kit, the flamethrower, and of course the short bow and all the amalgam goodness that comes along with being an amalgam. Really, really demon build. Did get nerfed a little bit, but perhaps not quite enough before this monthly automated tournament. So that's going to be the really big story of this tournament. Who is going to actually know what to do in this metagame, right? Like, who has a good idea about how to actually play these matchups? And look, this is a thing. I am a bit worried here. For example, this Ritualist. I think the Ritualist is just going to have such a hard time. Again, it's going to be that kind of 1v1 style class, but it's going to have a rough time, I think, into some of those amalgams. Like, it is going to be very, very difficult to actually contend with those. So, yeah, it's a spicy game. Let's see if we actually have any we actually have an interesting game here. Let's take a look at this one, actually. And this is a good team. Wait, red team, actually, also kind of popping off here. Kind of putting up a good fight against a very strong team. And again, we see kind of the usual suspects here. We've got these Revenants here. We've got one power, one Condi by the looks of that on these conduits. And of course, we have the fun time amalgam over here. Of course. And then we indeed have Bill also on the second one as well at the same time. Shuriken on the support warrior. Still going strong, right? Of course, there was a couple of different builds kind of floating around. People were playing with Tempest a little bit. That was also, I think Tempest was really played because of the Luminary. Like, the Tempest had the ability to shut down the Luminary with all that shocking aura spam. But the Warrior, I think, really works well in this meta, actually. I'm expecting basically every team to run a support Warrior. And I think that's simply because the mobility. It's going to be all of these games are going to be 3-node, right? It's going to be 3-node, very high roaming, very high mobility. And also, Warrior just brings that, brings the damage. It gives that massive might. You give a lot of quickness uptime, and also have a lot of Condi cleanse too. Stability isn't as high as you would like, to be honest. That's where the Tempest does have an advantage, I think, is it has that stability application. But I think the Warrior's mobility is really big. You're going to be able to reinforce players, resustain, and kind of bunker down and lock down those, because it's also very tanky. This Warrior build, very, very durable indeed. And of course, Tempest did actually see some adjustments to its sustainability with the Stoneheart change in the most recent patch as well. So yeah, Warrior, I think, gonna be the pick for a lot of these support setups there for the reasons that I was just mentioned. You make a great caster. Well, it's funny you say that, Chico. I mean, the chat kind of answered this, but yeah, I'm the tournament guy in Guild Wars 2, right? I've been running tournaments in this game for, I guess, 10 years at this point, and yeah, I'm even casting the World of Warcraft Race to Worlds First. Goodness me. Like, we're moving up in the world, guys. We really are. Ooh, nice kill here from the red team, actually. They are falling a little bit behind blue, but getting that kill is very nice. But they do lose their warrior here on the middle, and that means they're going to have to disengage. If they actually get out, this is fine. But if they lose that I think the Luminary, honestly, overstaying its welcome a little bit here. As long as we don't die here, though, we're kind of okay, and it's not dead yet. We do have the mobility. Oh, leaping the wrong way is probably not exactly what we were looking for. I think this is going to be a dead Luminary. Probably could have got away there, to be fair, but kind of blundered at the last second. Evoker looking to get on here with the Toad and start contesting. I don't think they want to waste too much time here, to be honest. Like, they can maybe hold this off here. Blue need to be careful not to overcommit. They need to either get a kill. They're actually committing another player here as well. As long as red don't die here, I actually quite like this for red. These players need to play very defensive. They actually have the warrior back in the mix, but they do actually are still bleeding this player out, which really sucks. And actually, hold on, like, blue team going super aggressive here, and red perhaps not respecting it as much as they should. Yeah, all 5 players from blue are here, only 3 from red, and I think red just overcommitted there. They were onto a good thing there, kind of baiting that massive over-rotation from blue there. But again, if you're going to do that, you can't die, right? You have to play very passively, very defensively, and they didn't do that, and now they're in a lot of trouble, as you can see here. And, well, this Amalgam's going to try and hold off the bell, but, well... yeah, you can see how that goes, right? And to be honest, I think that's essentially GG. Like, you lose 3 players there, you're conceding this objective. We do actually have Eddie get in here with the contest, which is actually super nice there. Holding this Toad will be able to hold on for a little bit. We actually have some reinforcements coming in here from the good old days on another Amalgam. But we're kind of delaying the inevitable here at this point. We've got a 2-cap for the blue team as well. This objective is going to fall too. Yeah, the Toad runs out of juice. The Amalgam left in a 1v4 essentially, and that is essentially going to end the game. I imagine this is going to be a 50-point bell. It absolutely is in favor of the blue team, and that is essentially going to wrap this game up. Let's see. We actually have another kind of close game going on here. Let's have a look. Ah, of course. We actually have Team Angs here. Mi Wa, Mi Fa. Team Rocket. Team Rocket Spy. Also playing with the double Amalgam. Look, you're going to be seeing this board a lot, guys, okay? This one's, look. You guys need a screen cap for, like... I wish they'd fix the UI so I could show you guys the Amalgam skills that are being used, but unlucky. It's been bugged since day one, and... probably won't get fixed until Trig has maybe some spare time to fix it, but never mind any of that. We, of course, have the Mirage in play. Very exciting. Now, again, Mirage, particularly to Domination, did see some buffs here, right? You actually have more, you a bunch more vulnerability application, more consistent vulnerability application, and, of course, Greatsword got some improvements, too. Kind of some more combo potential on Greatsword. Don't think Greatsword's actually being played, though, because, again, Spear is very common because it just has such a well-rounded toolkit alongside that Sword and Shield that you just desperately need for your sustainability, right? Like, you don't really want to drop either of these for the Greatsword. Maybe you could experiment with playing Sword, Shield, Greatsword, but I think dropping the Sword Shield is probably going to be very difficult because it has that massive mobility potential from the Sword main hand and, of course, the defensive potential. Pretty much the strongest defensive weapon on any class, I think, with Shield as well. GS Spear is meta. I mean, I don't know. Look, maybe you should play it. That sounds ambitious to me, to be honest. But I don't know. Maybe. I mean, look. It just the weapons are very, very strong on this Mirage board, right? It's definitely hard to figure out where you'd wanna potentially bring that in. But anyway, never mind that. Red team is kind of crumbling here, actually. As we have the blue team starting to pop off. Red team get that middle node. We have this Ritualist in this 1v1. Again, this just... look, you're not happy here as the Necro, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, you're not feeling good, especially as you're about to get plussed here by the Conduit at the same time. Angs is going to be back pretty soon, so maybe if the red team can kind of hold off, there is some potential. Oh, this Thief decap is super gnarly, though. That is not what you want to see. Red team need to find a victory quickly if they want to maintain any potential of winning this game. This is very, very spooky, though. This Mirage just doesn't really have the sustain to contend with this Amalgam and the Condi Rev. Both builds very, very durable. You can see the Rit just getting bullied here as well. It's too much Condi for that Necromancer to handle, and that is going to be a dead Necro. And I think that is pretty much going to be the killing blow here. 420 points against with a triple cap and a death on your team. That is, in my opinion, more or less unrecoverable at this point. Mirage can maybe make some magic happen, could take out this Thief, but it's certainly going to be easier than that. Thief does die, but is there any way to actually secure these decaps before the game ends? I do not believe there is. We have, of course, Jack Daniels Fire, AFK on the point, doing what the Amalgam does, having a good time. And, of course, we have, of course, the Mirage from the Uber Edge Master, finishing this kill and finishing the game. GG has been called.
You see that? Red team got a...
We have one more game that's going, but this one's also kind of moving towards its conclusion here as well. Red team going to be picking up this bell and I think winning this game pretty soon. They also do have a node. It is being contested by both players, so it's probably not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Ooh, a lot of damage coming through from that Reaper, though. Is this the Spite build? Oh, yeah, this build is fun, man. Okay, I think you could actually play, I think this is maybe a little bit more conservative. I don't think you actually really need to play blood so much. I think you can just go YOLO and just go full damage because you get so much sustain from this combo. Signets of Suffering and Malicious Swarm just gives you a massive heal because look at this. You get the healing per hit from the Lesser Signet of the Locust, but it also synergizes with Signet of Suffering, giving you a massive heal. As well at the same time. And of course, your Signet of the Locust is also popping off, delivering massive healing. So you actually have a lot of sustain with just the Spite trait line that also gives you some really nifty boon pressure at the same time. And with the Reaper buffs, you get damage reduction against chilled enemies. Reaper is a bit of a juggernaut right now, I think. Really fun build, not quite in the meta again. It's not, the meta right now is just not, like, it's not a Reaper meta, okay, guys? Like, let me that's putting it mildly, all right? It is, you don't want to play Reaper right now, I think, but I'll tell you what, you definitely can. We love to see it. We absolutely do. Very, very good. Next round. Do we have any spicy games? Bill versus Team Rays. Oh, Desire versus Yui here. So that's actually going to be that's Frenchies, right? Oh, Temple. The content map. Okay, so this is going to, oh no. Ah! You can't help but smile, can you guys? Like, what is this? Okay, I mean, let's see. It is going to be the Ritualist here. From Draza, love to see that. Necromancer Belief going on. It's going to be the standard build, I think, right? Yeah, it is. Staff with the Spear, with the Wayfinder Relic. Oh, maybe a relog, though, potentially. Wait, is he going to bust out another one? He might do it. It might be another Engineer, guys. Of course, we have Sakaya, very well known for his Engineer play, actually, in, I would say, recent years. Variety, actually. Scrapper, and the Amalgam as well, of course. And, of course, even the Hollow, too. Just kind of big NG enjoyer, but also plays the, you know, basically a bit of a multi-classer, right? But I'd say very well known for dominating 2v2 and 3v3 tournaments with his Scrapper builds. Ooh, okay. So it is going to be the Mirage. So what's interesting here is we're going to see a big clash of styles here. A much more aggressive approach from the red team and a more defensive, stable approach from blue. Now, there's a lot of objectives. So it might be difficult to actually contest all of them with blue team's comp because their kill potential may be lacking. They're heavily relying on Caspi really carrying here. Caspi needs to really put the work in order to win this game. Pretty much going to be the key focal point of locking in kills and finding players. Now, yeah, and I was about to move on to this actually. The same is true for Draza as well, of course. Draza is going to be a really important playmaker here for the red team. That's what red team's plan is. They're going to use this Mirage to bust through these amalgams. But here's the thing, that means Caspi and Draza are going to be in this kind of like 1v1 in a way. Like, and Caspi is really, you can see he is not letting Draza actually get some value. We do already have a kill though onto Dra. As of course, yeah, it is going to be another power conduit here from Glyn. It's not going to be the Condi, but Draza is really getting hunted down here by that power conduit. It's hard for him to survive. He actually is going to go down. Glyn is here, though, so there's maybe some potential of a crazy recovery, but Glyn actually gets bursted down as well. Caspi potentially looking to make a bit of a 1v2 happen here. Draza starting to self-res. There's maybe some copium of that, but no, we actually have Spirit Blossom Dra also moving into the mix to prevent that from happening. Big fight going on over here at the same time. Both supports are present here, so this might be pretty stable, actually. Everyone's pretty tanky here. Of course, we do have... This is the hybrid build, right? Yeah, this is the hybrid Revenant. So it's kind of power and Condi using the Tyrant Amulet. Yeah, I saw the Shiro and the Malix there. Oh, and that's a big combo, actually. That warrior is in so much trouble. Is that going to be a kill? Oh, and this is why this build is so good, by the way. Look how sticky this Revenant is, because it's got Shiro. It lands the Condis. The barrier comes through. We actually hold on, but another brutal leap is going to secure the kill onto the Amalgam and also on the Zintrax. And this is a bit of a problem here, actually, for the blue team. And this is the potential downside of their approach. They don't have a lot of damage. They need to get into this very solid locked down map state. If they don't, then they're going to have problems. right? Like, they are going to have issues there because they don't have that big damage, and I certainly think they can't win team fights. Like, this is, I think, essentially unwinnable. If they get to a 3v3 when we've got this hybrid rev in the mix here from Desire, when you have the support warrior in there too with an amalgam or perhaps with the power conduit, I think the fight is essentially unwinnable for Blue. They simply don't have the damage output to break through this. The conduit build, it's the cool one. It's the hybrid one with Mace, Shield, Spear, and then you play Shiro, Malix, and then you play this. And yeah, and this, I think we might be a little bit too coped up on the amalgam here. I kind of want to see this go down to 2 from Blue. Because again, Blue team is very, very strong, but I'm not sure if the comp is going to work here. Maybe on a map with a smaller map, perhaps, with no secondary objectives, where they're able to, again, kind of leverage Caspi to do more work. But Caspi has actually been quite preoccupied with dealing with Draza this entire game. And in a weird way, even though Draza has been dying, if you think about it, that's actually okay for Red. Because if Draza is just locking down Caspi, and even if he dies, well, it means that Caspi doesn't have that much opportunity to actually get kills for Blue. He doesn't have the ability to do his job because he's being, you know, he's having to handle this Mirage. Even securing a kill isn't good enough. And I think you kind of see that reflected here because, you know, Draz is going to be back in a couple of seconds. Caspi wasn't able to have enough time to get any value in this fight over here. And we're in a really tough position here. For Blue, we are in a really, really tough position. We have this 1v1 again. This is probably going to be pretty stable. They're just mirror builds at the end of the day. Glint gets flamethrowered to death here by Zintrax, which is deeply funny to watch, to be honest. Can he actually maybe find a kill here? Ooh, a very juicy block is going to prevent that from happening, at least for the time being. He's at least contesting it, but again, the sustain on that amalgam is very solid. We do have the top buff now coming up here, but yeah, you can see that engineer just kind of getting its health back pretty effectively here. And Glint is going to keep trying to make it work and make that fight. There comes the elite, though, super annoying to deal with. It was dodged. The CC didn't land here, and Glint is really making this work actually here a little bit. At the very least, doesn't quite have the follow through that would love to have. Shiro would love to have the put, would love to have that sword too to finish the job, but it's not just going to happen just yet. Draza is going to die once again. But actually, is there some revive potential here maybe? Where's the Warrior? The Warrior does not have the banner available, so that is going to be a secured kill onto the Mirage. But again, the top buff is going to be stalled. This 1v1 still going over here, by the way. Glint, if anything, potentially finding an advantage. But of course, because of that lost fight, that allows that rotation, and that kill is going to come through. But actually, Goku, oh, he actually might get that. Yeah, he is going to get that. He had the banner after dropping down. Gets that reinforced. They're going to have to hold this outnumbered, though. The Mirage is back, so if they can hold on for a little bit, they are going to have reinforcements coming in relatively soon. But actually, no, they're just going to play it defensively. Draws are going to go for the decap instead. I actually like that, to be honest. I like the confidence here to hold this 2v3 and say, yeah, slow them down, cut the points off, and that's exactly what they do. And yeah, I think we need to see a strategic revision here. Again, I do think this map is pretty bad for Blue. I just think they don't have the ability to really get kills on this map because of the size of it, because of the extra objectives. And again, I think the red team did a good job of trying to essentially remove Caspi from the game in this matchup. But I don't think this really worked, to be honest. Like, I think maybe 2 amalgams, but I think 3 might actually be a bridge too far here. Caspi lunging in for the kill on Sakaya, but Draza is also moving into the mix there to get that contest. The kill does happen, but actually, this may even be revivable here. No, actually, it's a little bit too late. The Warrior couldn't get there in time to actually start that revive, and of course, we have the Warrior also moving into the mix. It's a bit of a tricky rotation because Goku is going to be able to bunker this down very effectively. You can see he can stand on this point all day. That is one of the big advantages of that support Warrior. It has that very good self-sustain. We do maybe have a kill coming through onto Glint. He does get some defensive potential off there and the heal skill, so we're okay for now. This buff is just getting stalled out at the same time, and yeah, Red stabilize after losing that one player there. Sakaya is already going to be back in the mix. This node will, of course, get neutralized. Like, the Warrior will not be able to withstand the CC of the Amalgam forever, but again, enough time was wasted. No real point gain secured. And Red team, at this stage, they're in this weird part of the game where as long as they keep decapping and being super annoying, it's going to be very difficult for Blue to actually win this game. I think it's going to be very, very challenging indeed. We do have, of course, the bottom buff up, but if anything, I almost feel that makes it a little bit worse for blue, as they're going to have to spread their attention even further. We do have this Mirage getting bullied, but the restain from the Warrior is very good. And again, the Mirage simply dips away here, kind of forcing players to either follow and, you know, lose pressure on that top buff, or indeed then commit down here and waste time on a buff that, again, is very difficult to get. Like, getting bottom buff is going to be a real ordeal. I actually think this is... Red team is playing this smart, by the way. I like the draws saying, oh, yeah, I'm just going to go cap a node. Like, I'm very confident. You guys have got the, you know, the Warrior is strong. Oh, blue team actually... There was too much CC. The Warrior actually couldn't contest top buff, and that is honestly a nice win for blue. It means they do actually have one less objective on the map to worry about, at least for the time being. But Draza just gets that node. And yeah, look, we're going to see that decap, but here's the thing. Draza's just going to trade it. He's going to go and trade that node for another node, and a kill secured on the bottom buff here as well. Zindrix gets taken out. Was that a banner used to stomp? It absolutely was. Is the Warrior... Oh, support Warrior from blue also goes down. That is very, very unfortunate. Just kind of left alone here. Did not have the support of other players there. Caspi now this is so bad. Now they're going to be forced to commit. Caspi's going to go down. That's going to be a bottom buff, I believe, for the red team. It absolutely is. They're going to be able to get the decap on one of them, but that committal, I think this is going to be game over here. Caspi is not going to be able to recover. Of course, there's no res potential there. The Warrior is in play, but I'm not sure the Warrior will be able to actually make it to that downstate player in time. It is, in fact, not going to be the case. Yeah, this is going to be a game over situation, I'm afraid, for the blue team. And, well, you know, you kind of love to see players try some crazy stuff like this. You know, look, I admit it, guys, when I see people log on to 3 bunker amalgams, I go, oh, okay, this is going to be a fiesta. Let's go. But it's not going to do it this time. I will have to see if they come up with anything else. Bear in mind, they have a lot of reroll potential. Caspi can, of course, play the Conduit, can play the Mirage, right? Of course, not amalgam can play the Elementalist as well. Could play the Toad if they want to. Dra, real jack of all trades. He could play basically anything if the team needs that. And of course, that would potentially free up Not-Amel to stay on that Amalgam, or Zindrix to stay on the Amalgam. Zindrix can play Ritualist as well if they wanted to go in that direction. So blue team have options. It'll be interesting to see what they actually come up with later on in the tournament. All right. But yeah, it has been thwarted, guys. The triple amalgam has been defeated, at least so far. All right, let's see what's going on with Team Raze. Ooh, a bit of a comeback moment here, actually, as we have Team Bill getting themselves. I think they just got the bottom buff, right? They very much did. Yeah, they just got the bottom buff. Pretty exciting stuff. And now, of course, here we have the red team trying to hold on to this. We do have this amalgam in position. One player potentially looking to threaten the temple. Top buff given for free to blue here. That's on it. Oh! I spoke too soon. Boris Love actually kills the Deadeye. Is he going to get the cap? No! The thief actually ports in to get the auto attack. Going to be a tough res, though, actually. Not going to be an easy res into the conduit here. But oh, no! Okay. We have gone into fiesta mode, but it's okay because Slugui is here to save the day once again. An absolute crazy sequence of events there, but the red team still actually get that kill and secure this, at least for the time being. And the point is time to equalize. However, a bit of a little 1v1 win here, I think, for the amalgam. Timo securing that node. That's exactly what you want to see there. Both red conduits still kind of taking time here as well. And oh, but they do get that kill again. Oh, that is brutal. Absolutely brutal pull from the amalgam, pulling the player down into the depths, and we'll be able to end up stalling this quite a bit, I think. Yeah, because this is not the regular amalgam build. This is a much more offensive approach here. From Timo, going with the toolkit, the liquid state and gaseous state, with the sword, the ooze sword, bringing some DPS here and actually stalling this out a lot more. But of course, they're not quite as bunkery, so they do get taken out pretty quickly. This should finally be the top buff Sokobi. Actually, it might not be. The Luminary is in. We are never leaving this fight, apparently. Blue team still 6 points ahead. They're going to be losing score, though, on those kills if more start to happen. And of course, we do actually have the red team looking for that decap. If they get this, this is going to potentially get them into the advantage position in this game. There it is. Missile Predator finds the decap. That means red team is now officially winning this game. But actually, Bill dies to the Deadeye and the Toad. And that is actually not what you want to see whatsoever. The team's almost neck and neck. Red team should end up with advantage here because they're going to get the cap a little bit first. Ooh, and they did manage to actually snag that top buff as well. That's going to get them a lot of vital points. Honestly, as long as they can actually hold on to that node, yeah, good defensive play here by the Missile Predator. Realize the win condition here. All you have to do is just don't give mid, and you already have your warrior here. But hold on, wait, blue, wait, they gave mid. Wait. It's Aeon on the bunker DH actually capped middle. What? That is insane, and that means blue team is going to win, but actually Taskies goes down. I think red still need a bit more than this, because bear in mind, that top buff is going to end soon. And that will, again, give the double cap of blue team, some time to actually put the work in. Can they get the decap? Red Toad, or Blue Toad rather, desperately holding on for dear life, cannot concede this node, must find a way to hold on. We have reinforcements here coming through from the amalgam. Is it going to be enough? I don't think they can actually vapor form there. Yeah, they can't vapor form. It would give the node, I think, before the engineer makes it. This is not a bunker engineer, though, and I think that kill might have just been too many points. Oh, but hold on. The decap comes through from the thief. That is brutal. Red team actually might have thrown this game. Missile Predator gave up this node. What an unhinged play. Slugan is going down, though. Hold on. Oh, no. What a... That was an absolute fiesta at the end of that game. The bunker guard getting the cap on mid, the engineer trying to get the kill at the last second, the thief randomly getting a free decap. That is wild stuff. What a game. What a game, guys. All right, okay. Oh, we have Magic System versus Nigel, which I guess is French Magic System, versus Snowfall. Yeah, Team Snowfall. One v 9, yeah, is a 1v9 situation. All right, let's see what's cooking. Ooh, Kylo, okay. Kylo. Right, so wait, what are we playing here actually on this team? Okay, yeah, it's the Conduits and Void on the support warrior here. Of course, Benny. Shout out to Benny. Very funny story about this, guys. Look, and let it not be said that reporting does nothing. I believe it was some in-houses. Someone jokingly said they should report Benny for his character name, which was, I think, some kind of, vaguely rude name. Nothing bad, by the way, just something vaguely rude. He got permabanned. Okay, because people believe that reports do nothing and you might as well just send it. He was permabanned almost immediately, and it actually took like a decent campaign of saying, listen, we didn't mean it, to actually get this account back. Nearly had to actually make a new ult and then once again be a part of the VPN gang. So yeah, look, good at Benny, living proof that reports work, guys. If you see bad behavior, okay, report it. It does do something. ArenaNet do read the reports. And Benny can personally testify to that. But anyway, we have, of course, got Nigel as well on the power conduit, I think. Yep, it is going to be the power conduit. Although playing Jalis, actually. Jalis with Shiro. I think Glint, of course, likes the conduit stance. Or it might be bugged, I'm not sure. We'll find out. Benny on the, I think he's full Condi, right? Yep, it's going to be full Condi. It's not the hybrid build. It is the Carrion Amulet being in play there. Void, of course, on support warrior. Cranel on the Willbender, actually. Luminary has been nerfed quite a bit, so not a surprise to see, I think, a bit of a move away from that. So there has been some heavy nerfs to the Luminary, and Cranel does like his Willbender. This is very well known. Loves to get some of that Willbender DPS in there. And we have Alex, not on support this time, because it's going to be Void on support, of course. It is, in fact, going to be Alex on the epic Amalgam build. We'd love to see that, but on the red team, it's Magic System. We have the Sewer Prince. Yearn for Revenge on support warrior. We have Aki, Best Mastermind EU. Frosty on Deep Condi Revenant. Skifto getting battered up here on the big Pumper Mirage. And of course, previously 1v9 on the Ritualist. All right. Incredible. Red team, though, definitely showing some pretty big dominance here early on in these fights. And they do have a lot of damage, right? They have some serious DPS here. That Mirage is really going to be putting in the work. Again, with this newly slightly buffed domination trait line. Not playing Greatsword. The Greatsword buffs are getting no love as of yet, but of course Mirage still doing some incredibly high damage with all of that. And of course you've also got that Conduit and even the Ritualist, right? The Ritualist also, if you can connect in the team fight on a Rit, you can put some serious work in. You got 25 might, you're going to be blasting if you can actually connect it, and of course has that really nice AoE pressure too. That Well of Darkness, super good. Well of Corruption also playable. Removing all those boons from your opponent, super, super juicy if you can make that work. And well, I mean, this is a bit of a rough game, yeah? Blue team definitely having a little bit of a tough time and actually engaging this, and it is just like the strength of the team fight from red is apparently very, very strong indeed. Let's see if we can maybe give blue team a bit of a spicy fight, maybe one more fight, and I think we might just go ahead and move games because this is looking very, very challenging. Let's see if they're able to. They're gonna have to kind of, again, it's really hard to break on Kylo. On Kylo, it's so hard to do this, guys. It's so hard because you have to basically push into your opponents. Like, they can always kind of gatekeep you pretty effectively. After that, it's very hard to re-engage. And they do just have this juicy target, right? That the Willbender, again, you know, Cranel is really good at Willbender, but Willbender's just too easy to kill, I think, in the current meta, right? Like, it's just too vulnerable, and we see that reflected here. Even Cranel is just having a really, really tough time surviving in this metagame. We've nearly got Skitto down here. A lot of cooldowns have been expended. That is going to be a kill. That Condi, very oppressive for the Mesmer to deal with, but the kill comes through onto Nigel. Respawn's coming through, but Alex is also in the down state. Skitto getting bannered back up. Definitely wants to disengage while this fight continues to rage. Alex actually getting the self-res, but no, the Ritualist spies it and prevents it just in time. And I think once the support goes down, this entire fight is going to implode against blue. No support left over, and that means this fight is going to be essentially uncontested. Cranel already forced into a renewed focus, and that is just going to be the end of this, I think, for this game. That is that. Actually, I kind of want to talk to Zyvis here on this. Well, there's two things going on here, by the way, when it comes to like, oh, why do people get banned for saying naughty words versus people who do like win trading and stuff. Win trading is a lot harder to actually investigate, right? Bad word, you see the bad word, you click the ban button. Super easy, right? But win trading and cheating is actually complex because players are good at hiding it, right? No shit, right? If you're a cheater, you're going to try to cover your tracks. And players are pretty good at doing it, unfortunately. So it's much harder to do. But also, people don't report it. And I'm being deadly serious and fully sincere. If, and I'll make this open offer to you. If you have evidence of someone cheating, if you DM me on Discord, I will personally help you report it. And make sure that, you know what to do and how to report an incident of cheating to give the best chance of it actually being actioned. But I say this to everyone in the chat, guys. If you see someone cheating, report it. Make a ticket. Use the report button. Make a ticket on support. Like, explain it to them. Like, you give evidence, right? That's how it is. Is two plat players duo queue at 4M summon single players cheating? Exactly. That's kind of the point with win trading, is that a lot of win trading is, to be honest, because of the population in the game, it actually gets into slightly weird, murky territory, to be honest with you. I saw Jeff cheating. Are you gonna help? I don't think Jeff is even playing right now, no? Is there any, let's see if there's any exciting matches. Jeff's playing Marvel? Wait, I wonder, does he cheat in Marvel Rivals as well? Does anyone know? Or is it like just a Guild Wars 2 thing for him? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if he just, for some reason, he has this like pathological desire to cheat, but only in Guild Wars 2? Was Jeff caught cheating? Dude, Okay, I love this story because it's so funny. I should cast the game, but I love this story because it's so funny. So Jeff played in one of my tournaments called Master of the Arena, and we knew he'd hacked in the past, right? But, you know, fair's fair. Maybe he's reformed. We said, hey, dude, we want to let you play. But just so you know, we are literally going to have 5 admins watching you literally the entire game in the tournament, in the qualifier. It was in the qualifier, right? And we did, by the way. We literally had 5 people who were all watching this one player and only this one player the entire game. So he knew. We directly told him this. What do you think happened, guys? He speed hacked. And to me, that is pathological. It cannot be he's trying to get away with it, because there's no way he could have rationally thought he was going to get away with that. We had 5 people on him, and he speed hacks in the qualifier, and we disqualify him. I will tell you, like, it's unbelievable. I don't, what? Like, huh? I don't get it. But anyway, this game is happening.
Blue team grabbed a capture point.
He just logged in. He was just like mega locked in. I mean, maybe he was locked in. Yeah. Anyway. Blue team winning pretty big, winning pretty big here. Just cleaned up their opponents. The Doomslayer did go down. Wait, what is this player doing, by the way? Like, this red Plague Seraphim has just given up. Like, just stop moving. This game isn't lost, by the way. There's like no reason to go AFK. No, don't res. This player's AFK.
Did you see that? Red team got a capture point.
Huh? Wait, what? Wait, they're not AFK. They use judges into... What is happening here? Dude, the Doomslayer just killed the entire red team. That was beast mode. Just dropped down the trap and just unleashed. Holy shit, he just like 1v4'd. Like, this guy was kind of doing something, I guess. He was like auto-attacking on Greatsword. But the Doomslayer just killed the entire team. What's this? I mean, I guess it's a win for blue. Does this guy actually... I mean, I don't think he really... Whoa! He just leapt in and nearly killed himself. It's fine, though. It worked out, I guess. Oh, look at that. Stomping. Stomp at 5%. Yep. Very good. Very good. Yep. Pretty sure the game is over. It was your birthday a month ago. Well, happy birthday, Misha. I can't believe you're calling Boyce out for abandoning you when you abandoned Guild Wars 2 PvP. Like, when they needed you the most, where was Misha? Where was Gondor when Rohan called for aid? Except it's Misha. And good job, Blue. You guys win. Any other games? They're all pretty kind of straightforward. Maybe this one. Aha! Oh, look at this. The Reaper, the certified baker is here. Whoa! Whoa! This is a cool build. What is this? Wizard Amulet, Dagger, Pistol Torch. That is a crazy setup here from the certified baker. Blood Curses? Deathly Chill? Whoa.
Just like that.
Pretty interesting approach. Spamming out a bunch of shots, having the little minions to soak up the damage as well on Rise at the same time. Let's see. Wait, does it do damage?
Red team wins a capture point.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure about this one, guys. The thing is, I'm just not sure if Condi is that great, to be honest. I feel like there's too much cleanse. Especially when you got this warrior in here. Like, warrior, A lot of warriors are playing with martial cadence these days. Kind of like I think Goku was like one of the first warriors to start playing with it. Now everyone's doing it. You have so much cleanse. I feel like it's hard to kind of connect if you're a Condi Reaper. If you have like really good Condi coverage, like a Conduit, I think you're okay. You know, because you can apply 50 million different Condis. And it kind of works out. But I'm not sure if you can really do that on Reaper. Yeah, I'm just not, I mean, look, can Reaper apply 19 stacks of Torment in one hit? Nope. Don't think so. I guess if you transfer, you can. Yeah, the fight's just not really working out. Like, Red not doing the best job of controlling the map. Need the amalgam to get out there and start putting in the work. The Uber Edge Master looking for a kill over here as well. Slugan in a little bit of trouble. But it's going to be fine. Shuriken is active, fully empowered, fully unleashed, fully unchained, if you will. And, oh, yeah, with the warrior going down, that's probably getting towards a pretty bad position for blue. Might be able to grab middle, but sides are going to go to red, and their warrior is still bleeding out. Reaper might end up falling here as well. That almost certainly will. Goes for a stun, doesn't manage to land it. Oh, we actually do have the warrior vengeancing to actually try to help this warrior. I kind of like that play, actually. It does, of course, delay the respawn timer of the warrior, but you do manage to actually resustain that and maybe even turn it into a kill onto Shuriken there. Vengeance putting in the work. The blue team converge on the warrior, and yeah, no peel for that. That is just the end of that. However, again, we just have these two NGs. They are a problem. Missile Predator and Bill standing on these points, doing amalgam things. He's going to be outnumbered, so probably will end up dying here, but again, just the amount of points that are going to get scored here is significant. Yeah, Bill does have the option to kind of kite out here a little bit as well and end up not dying. We have a third player rotating in. I think that's probably a little bit overkill if we're being completely honest here. Not sure if we need all three players here. We'll definitely get this kill, though, so I guess there is that, but at what cost? The cost... Oh, hold on. Wait, are we actually not going to get this? The warrior is nearly here. Shuriken... Oh, no. Well, that's not very good. Not getting a kill in a 1v3, quite bad. Quite bad. You hate to see that. You really hate to see that. Okay. The certified baker is trying to cook, but hate to say it, it's raw. This is not looking good. The dough is raw. Missile Predator kills the Reaper. And this game is weird. Why is it so close? I don't understand. I feel like red team has just been farming the blue team the entire game, but it's just, I guess they just haven't been getting points. I guess they have been. I think red team is maybe a little bit not entirely coordinated sometimes. Like they get picked off sometimes, and there's a lot of damage. You know, like the Mirage leaps on you, perhaps with the Herald as well. But and the Thief, I guess. Thief actually does get the kill here. And technically speaking, the map is neutral. Like, red team don't have any points. But I find it difficult to imagine a world where red team doesn't just automatically win. They can just stand on middle and the game will end. Will they do this? I believe Shuriken is intending on doing exactly that. Now, they are going to have to actually hold pretty outnumbered here. It's going to be a 2v3 for a while. But the Herald from blue is dead, and that really is the end of the game. 5 points nearly are going to do it. Another 5 points coming through when the Baker goes down, and that is going to be that, I believe. Yep, that's it. The kill is secured, and the game ends. Incredible. Oh, there's still one game going. Looks like it's also... Oh, yeah. No, the game's actually over. Red team wins. There's not enough time left for blue to win. NA. I think NA and EU are usually about the same speed these days. And there you have it. All right, next round. Onwards and upwards to round 4. Let's see, do we have any spicy games? Ah! French versus French. Magic System versus Desire. Also, we have the Z Squadron versus Team Rays as well. So, two pretty potentially interesting games, though. I'm not gonna lie, I think Team Rays might have some difficulty there, but Magic System versus Desire should be good. French versus French. No point in watching NA monthly AT. I don't think I actually disagree with that. I think the second seed on NA is strong. You have halves heroes, basically. We need Grim to come out of retirement. If Grim came out of retirement, then PvP will be alive. NA PvP will be back. Paragon, Amalgam, Conduit, Mirage seems to be the staples right now. Yeah, pretty much. Without awesome cast. Yeah, we do need awesomeness to start casting again. But I guess because there's actual ArenaNet partners who play on NA, it's less necessary now. Alrighty then, guys. Here we go. On the red team, it's going to be the Sewer Prince on Support Warrior, Aki, Bunker Amalgam, Frosty, Condi, Rev, Skitto, Power Mirage. Previously, I think it's going to be the Necromancer. Yep. The Richest is doing. Oh, guys, report exploit. Report exploit now. Oh, I don't think he didn't even get it, I think, actually.
Hold on to your points.
Never mind. Draza did get it. Uh-oh. Game over. Blue team wins. And blue team, of course, Desire 1v9 on the hybrid Rev. Draza on the Ritualist. Glint 1v9 on the Conduit. Sakaya on Bunker Amalgam. And Goku on Support Warrior. Draza going for the Ritualist this time around, actually. So not looking to go for the Roma. Like, kind of moving towards, more towards like kind of a bit of a 1v1. A Ritualist has that 1v1. Good in the 2v2s. Can also play the team fights. Bit of a, more of an all-rounder, I suppose. In terms of the comp. Let's see. This is going to be a very interesting game, actually. Like, I mean, they're basically playing Mirror, right? Yeah, very similar approach. Of course, there's the Mirage on red team, and there's no Mirage on the blue team. Basically trading that for a second Amalgam, of course. Sorry, not second Amalgam, a second Conduit. Like, essentially, the Mirage is Glint here. And he's actually getting bullied a little bit there by Best Mastermind EU. Glint was taking some of those 1v1s into the Amalgam pretty effectively in the previous game. But I think previously, I think Aki is very good on this particular build, actually. So it might be harder to do that into such a proficient Amalgam player.
Blue team grabbed the capture point.
I think, again, I think the story is going to be this Mirage and this Conduit in particular. It's going to be Glint and Skitto who can actually find these openings, these vulnerabilities. I do like the Conduit into the Mirage, to be honest. Like, we kind of saw this with Caspi and Draza in the previous game. The Conduit is very good, I think, at you know, pressuring the Mirage. You can do a really good job of it. And, oh, that team fight is nasty. Like, that Conduit is absolutely disgusting. Yeah, that hybrid build, man, it's so sticky and it just has that massive oppressive power while also having a bit of strike damage as well at the same time, just massacring the red team in the team fight. And blue now setting up their defensive posture. Sakaya going to be here on the quarry. And it's going to be Draza defending the waterfall at the same time. And yeah, that team fight is not looking super fun for red, let me tell you that. And I think that is where that double Conduit comes in. Of course, we do have that Conduit with Frosty, so they have that matched. But when you've got that power Conduit as well as the hybrid, it's so much damage. If that connects, you have got moments to live before your entire team is going to evaporate. And so, yeah, it's Snowbally map too, right? So you can see a big map advantage immediately obtained here for the blue team. I think red, pretty wisely, they don't really want a team fight again. You can see how they're trying to split it over 3. Once again. which does make a lot of sense. Like, they want to rotate this Mirage around. They almost want Frosty to be kind of 2v2ing or 2v3ing, right, with the Warrior, or 1v1ing, right? And they're going to see that here. We're using Frosty as a 1v1, and we saw that to great effect in the previous monthly, actually. And then you're going to rotate the Mirage around where the Necromancer, the Amalgam, and the Conduit are. But it's not working. Draza, and this is something that is good for red here, like, I don't think Draza can realistically win into this Amalgam. In fact, he is dying. He does have a Well of Corruption coming up. If he can land some good lifesteal here, he can maybe recover a little bit in this 1v1. He wants to go for it, but it's, ooh, barely gets the perforate. Wants to double cast for the heal here. Actually, he is getting some decent counter pressure back there, but again, it's hard to get that health back there. Like, it's so hard to trade into this Conduit, this Amalgam build, rather. It's so difficult. Sewer Prince gets taken out there as the Conduits collapse onto the Warrior. And yeah, these fights are just not working out. Like, you know, Draza is slowly dying. He does actually die. He's almost certainly dead. Maybe a fear could happen. No, nice block there, actually, from Aki getting that kill secured. Now going to bring in the Conduit to start playing that 1v1. So that's the only vulnerability we've seen, though. The only weakness we've seen is the fact that, again, yeah, the Necro is, you're just not going to have a good time, right? Like, into that in the 1v1. But we have seen from Draza that you cannot die, at least for all. You can hold on, you can sustain a decent amount. How are we feeling about the new Conduit graphic, by the way, guys? It feels very, very yellow and pointy to me. I feel like it should be a bit more orange, maybe. I'm not sure. I guess Raza is pretty yellow, actually, now that I look at it. Like, was it always that yellow? I thought it was a bit more orange, but I guess maybe it always was like that. I wasn't paying attention. Regardless, ooh, Aki and Frosty both going down. I mean, I think this game's kind of, I don't want to call it too soon, but this is kind of over, to be honest. Like, the blue team are just winning these fights. Nice banner there from the blue team, or from the red team, rather, but no, like, this is looking pretty hopeless, to be completely honest. Like, Frenchie's looking strong here. Glint 1v9. Draza back with the French, of course. Draza playing with rank 55 dragons for a long time. But look, many people know this. Many people don't know this. Draza is actually confirmed French. And that means he's back with the Worms. And the Worms are happy to have the reunion of their departed French king. Yeah, I know that there were some technical issues with Draza, because, yeah, he is in Dubai, if I'm not mistaken, which, of course, does introduce some latency. But he couldn't stay away. He's back on. I think that's why he initially was kind of gone for a couple of months, was obviously making that move, getting set up does take some time. This is Draza, guys. His name is literally Draza. Like, what do you... Look... I don't understand. Like, why would we think this isn't him? You mean Dra or Dra? Well, dude, Dra's not even in this game. Dra's on the other. He's not even in this game. I feel like I'm getting trolled here. Dra's in the other one. Oh, it's actually a close game. We're gonna leap to this because this one's over. All right, okay. And here, oh yeah, we're still playing with the triple amalgam. Here is the red team. And yeah, this is a very different comp here. Of course, we have Aeon here, Afterlife Aeon, with the Bunker DH. What a menace of a build. Of course, Bunker DH, very widely known to have been played by Tak in monthly AT finals. Tak, one of the most powerful French prodigies. I think, say a prayer for Tak, guys. I think he burned bright for all of maybe a couple of weeks before quitting the game, never to be seen again. But anyway, we have Cupcake here also on the Deadeye. One of those builds that, you know, you can still play it, but not quite as common as before. But what happened in this early game? Oh, yeah, wow. Blue team just won a brutal team fight, I guess, early on at some point, and was able to just snowball that into some good map control. Is a good map to do that, right? Especially when you've got that Deadeye, you can very quickly, rapidly shift around the map and get those kills. But I do feel like red team has done a good job of establishing what they're looking for here, which is this very locked down map state. We've got amalgams on mid, we've got an amalgam on far. And blue, they do need to split things up a little bit here if they want to recover in this game. But the question is, will red team let them? I don't think they will. Caspi looking for that Deadeye again. This is very much going to be a highly vulnerable target. And if Caspi can kill that Deadeye, there's just not a lot of kill potential really for the blue team. Of course, you do have the Luminary, but Luminary is just not what it once was at this stage in the game. Aeon here. Bunkering down. I wonder, wait, can Bunker DH actually do anything against this build? I'm not sure if it can. I think there's too much stability, right? Yeah, there is just too much stability. Even Bunker DH is just having a really tough time. I'm not sure if the sustain is high enough either. There is a heal skill coming up in a couple of seconds, but I don't know. Wait, this how? What is this tech? Actually finds the decap with the shield. With the Hammer 5 into Banish? This is technology that we have not witnessed before. Aeon 1v9, yeah. And if we could find the Capit, that would be a pretty big deal. But the problem is that I think red team just have a very firm grasp of this. Dude, this amalgam is popping off. Bro finds a kill in a 2v3. But, of course, not quite enough as the rally comes through. Yeah.
Did you see that? Red team got a capture point.
Boom. Look at that Banish. It's putting in the work. Zintrex is powerless. He got... Bunker Wars 2, guys. We have Bunker v Bunker. If we get one more knockback, that might be the cap. Ooh, oh, gets one tick. Sanctuary coming up in 30 seconds. The block is available, can prevent all the knockbacks coming through. Oh, the Banish doesn't land this time. Very unfortunate for Aeon. Would have been able to get that cap. Still might be able to. He's playing very conservatively with that block. Doesn't want to give it up. Oh, really nice positioning, though, from Zintrex. Because, again, the block is a conal. It's a conal block, right? Go around the back, land the CC. And that, though, loves to spam those CCs, guys, and finds the kill, and that's going to be the game. Use the minecart, doesn't use it. Listen, look, let's just respect that, no? Zintrex has respect for his fellow gamer, and therefore doesn't use the minecart. Bunker prevails, fairy tale avoided. Wow, I mean, it is what it is. Wait, is their guild name the Bomb Busters, by the way? That is very funny. If they all, do they all have that guild tag? The Lord is being defended by the support warrior. I think it's fairly unlikely that Cupcake is gonna be able to get that, I think. Wait, is it actually Captain Fun? Wait a minute. Wait, it is. You're right. Yeah, wait. Wait, is that what if it's intentional? I wonder if that is intentional from Zintrex. We need to where is Zintrex? Get in here, bro. We need to know. We need to know the truth. And there you have it. Does Fallon even play the game anymore? I haven't seen that guy for ages. All right, so that's kind of getting towards the end of that round. There are still some games going. I guess this one is the one to watch. We're in. Ooh, the blue team. Wait, it's Master of the Universe. WMD Violate. Avatar here. Avatar known by many names. Avatar, for example, Guffle TV, Helder Zeit, and Master of the Universe is here. On the support warrior. Is that Misha? No. Now I'm definitely getting trolled. This is not Misha. This is in fact an entirely different player. Close game, though. Let's see. Blue in a very good position as of right now, though. Let's see if they can actually snowball that into a bigger advantage. Ooh, Violate goes down. Zix, Alchemist, also in trouble. Ooh, gets the heal, has the block as well. If Hollow can get out, then it is happy days for us. But is that going to be a reality? I do not believe it is. Avatar coming back into the mix. No banner, can't do any last-minute shenanigans to make that happen. illegally blind guy on the Reaper, surging forwards to try and do some damage, charging in 1v2, pretty bold, is into only 1 DPS and a support, so the Reaper honestly might be able to hold on and be a little bit annoying here, but blue team have secured a triple cap at this stage, as there's nothing to contest this blue Mesmer from getting that cap, and everything else is very well defended too, actually. Angs and Madame Boss in the mix here. Support Warrior is going to get shoved away a little bit as the Conduit respawns, but we'll be able to resume getting into that fight. Is going to try to break combat. That might actually be a little bit too greedy, in my opinion. As in, yeah, that is going to lead to the... I think, honestly, you just have to stick it out there. I know it sucks not to break combat there, but I think you have to do it. Banner's not going to come through either. That's just going to be a confirmed kill. And that is going to be the end of that. Does have to give up middle, but 400 points, no real point gain for red. I think we're in big trouble. Warrior just died, so it's okay. Yeah, just go again, go next at this point. But blue, sitting on this node. Ritualist will be able to push in there and probably contest far is what it's going to be. It's going to be this hollow 1v1, I imagine. Yeah, the Necromancer already kind of anticipating this rotation from the Engineer. And we'll be able to intercept over here. Meanwhile, red actually do get a nice counter push from this, but this node is still going to be a really big problem for them, right? Like, they need to somehow get this decapped, and that means they are going to have to stretch themselves a little bit thin. They can't just zerg around. That will not do it. And yeah, some good holding here as well. The Amalgam was able just to linger around and deny that cap. Middle hasn't been capped yet either, and I think theoretically we can probably make it over here in time. Or maybe not actually, as the Warrior just go back to support. But actually, no, the Red Warrior leaves as, of course, the Mirage rotates over, securing the kill onto the Hollowsmith. Oh, might be a weird banner there. I think blue team might have to go for a finish. Is that going to be a banner? It absolutely is there. Master of the Universe secures the banner, but I'm not sure if it's really going to be enough to win this game, at least for the time being. Not yet. We actually have the grenade amalgam on the blue team, not the bunker variety. We love to see that. This Ritualist is a really big problem, though. They have not been able to dislodge this Ritualist from that node, so blue's still going strong there. I think the Rit's got to be a little bit careful. Probably peel out this Engie and then get the hell out of here, because I think we're kind of in trouble here. We do actually have the Warrior gonna go for the res. That is very ambitious, I think. Reaper gets the stun. Can we escape here on this support Warrior? Should be able to, actually. Do have both leaps available. We can swap back to Staff and do that, and then just bunker down this node with the Ritualist. I think is definitely going to be the play. Will be a decent 2v2 into basically anything that the red team has at the same time. Node still being fought over. Finally captured with a nice flamethrower knockback there from Angs. Archangel Hina disengaging, looking for another angle to go for, and this is just die on node territory at this point. If you're blue team, you just stand on the point until the game ends. Just don't give up, and this should be a victory. Huge damage is coming through. Goes for the banner. I actually like that just to stall this out. Yeah, I think obviously you do die for that there, but that's completely fine. This Ritualist is now going to be able to not die and contest this node for longer. Warrior could... I actually would like to see a Vengeance here from the Warrior just to keep the sustain up here on the Ritualist. Yep, is going to go for it. And just don't let this Ritualist die, and this game is turbo over. Particularly seeing as we actually win the fight on the other side of the map as well at the same time. Boom. And well, that's that. I think that's probably the end of that round. So I think it's going to be one more round. It absolutely is. Oh, Magic System versus the Z Squadron. That's going to be an interesting game, I think. And, yeah. Team Desire versus Team Raise. Okay. Floody, when are you coming back to Guild Wars 2? We need Ultranum back, Floody. Log in, dude. Look, if they announce Guild Wars 3 and Guild Wars 2 is essentially starting to wind down, you need to come back and rally Ultranum for one more tournament, surely. Log in. For sure, Guild Wars 3 arc, I'm ready. Wait, no. You have to start it in Guild Wars 2, though. You have to come and play the last Guild Wars 2 PvP tournament and then start playing Guild Wars 3. Very important. Also, let's get in the game. I think, this game? Oh, doesn't exist. Okay. Let me in. Accept the queue, guys. Come on, let's see what map is actually. Oh, Wormhammer. Okay. Oh, what is this name? Oh no, Teemo, we will lose. I mean, it's a good name. This is going to be a very rough match for the blue team here, I think.
Hold on to your points. Seize there.
It's going to be tough.
Red team wins a capture point.
This game?
Blue team grabbed a capture point.
The only way blue wins is if somehow red team gets completely trolled by bunker DH, which I have to say is unlikely. I think the bunker DH is actually going to have a bit of a hard time to find value here, purely because how much damage there is on the red team. You've got the power conduit and you've got this Mirage lurking around the map. It's not going to be easy, I think, to actually find some value. To be fair, blue team haven't immediately died. Now, yeah, again, this bunker is going to struggle, though. Conduit just brings that DPS to the table. It's got that unblockable component as well that makes it very difficult, I think, to deal with. Just going to be able to consistently land that damage pretty effectively, right? Like with the combination of the Cosmic Wisdom and the Shiro stuff. It's going to be very hard to find value there. And I think once red team get control, they are not going to lose it. Let's go check out another game. Again, Magic's, this game is the one you want to watch. All right. Okay, now, tell you what. This map is interesting. Maybe this is where this very defensive approach from blue can work out. Maybe. Because again, slower map, objective resets, the node state, lot of kiting room around the edge, around these side nodes here. Could work. Could work. Let's see how it goes, shall we? And the red team is going to be Magic System, Team French 2. This Ritualist, and again, we've seen the Ritualist doesn't like this matchup, right? So they are going to have to be aware of that. They're going to have to consistently rotate into their own Ritualist to keep that player alive.
Red team wins
But once again, it is a similar kind of scenario, really. Blue team are very reliant on Caspi. He basically has to solo carry the damage for the team. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit of a tough one. And that was not the most effective thing that we saw happen last time, to be honest with you. Red support warrior already diverting off course there, just leaving those amalgams to battle each other. So mid is really going to be the focal point here. Now, it is worth noting that theoretically blue is in a good spot as long as they don't get completely destroyed on middle. Because, of course, this Ritualist will slowly lose. Like, there's no winning this. Like, that's not going to happen. So that does put a bit of pressure on red to actually make something happen here. Now with Skitto looking to maybe start to attack this amalgam over here, but is getting chased down here. And this maybe is a bit of a problem because Caspi is very much aware, as of course a big Mirage player, that as the conduit, you are very much in charge of shutting down that Mirage. However, a little bit of a bait and switch as Skitto goes back to middle. Maybe that actually does give a bit of an opening, bit of potential there, because we don't see Best Mastermind EU actually die there from the plus from Caspi, or at least not yet. Is now taking a really, really big beating. And does actually end up dying there. That is a very big pickup there by Caspi. That's going to fully secure that node. Ooh, might be bannerable though. No, I like the cleave here. Good cleave there from blue, denying that from happening. And yeah, red have not found a connection just yet.
Did you see that? Red team got
Red find middle, which is nice. Ooh, Zindrex nearly got caught there. Some very good support though from the spear abuser. And Again, this Necro not going to have a good time. Now getting bullied by the Conduit as well. Yeah, this is looking a lot stronger here from Blue. They've definitely found some rhythm on this map. Skitto trying to move in. But again, it's a smaller map than we saw it, before on Temple. Much easier to get this iron grasp on all of those nodes. Hammer might help red team a little bit. Again, it's going to add that extra objective, allow them to continuously reset those nodes and keep them contested. But Blue, honestly, kind of popping here. And if Skitto dies before Hammer, that's really bad, I think. Ooh, and yeah, Caspy's coming. Oh, can't even jump. Gets taken out there by the amalgam. I think something weird happened there. It might have been like a desync error or something. Did not manage to get the bounce up, and then after missing the first bounce, couldn't commit to it again, just too vulnerable. Best Mastermind EU might get that res, but it is going to be traded for the death of the warrior. Ooh, not getting that res will be really bad, given how much has been committed to that. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. No res coming through. And Aki, of course, very, very vulnerable now at this point too. Oh boy. Okay. How much Condi cleanse? It actually has a lot too. You have Elixir C as well. Look how crazy this skill is. Drink Elixir C, converting all conditions into boons, 20-second cooldown, and for every Condi you convert, you heal for 450. This ability is kind of ridiculous, to be honest. It is a ridiculous spell. Yeah, and you have the tool belt spell, and your short bow removes Condis too, so you're not in short supply of Condi removal. And of course, you get a little bit from alchemy as well, and tools, right? Like tools and alchemy gives you some good Condi cleanse. Like it's going to be hard to take this thing out with Condis. And red team actually struggling a little bit here. Very frustrating comp to play against, right? That is the point. Like it's so hard because once the blue team have taken over the map, it's hard to take it away from them. And you kind of see that now as red team just trying to find an opening. I do like that we have actually kind of moved the Ritualist out of this fight here on point C. I think it's definitely quite a bit better to have the Ritualist out on the map rather than on the back end of the defense, basically. Ooh, oh no. Oh, I think Aki thought he was on the point, but perhaps wasn't there. Ends up giving that node not exactly what you want to see there, and of course does get plus as well. This is scary too. Like this conduit is just so hard to get away from. The kiting is being attempted. Needs to go back up, I think. Doesn't want to die here. Oh, but the warrior is rushing in for the support. And we do actually have the kill on middle now as well. Zindrix goes down. That's going to get Frosty set up here. And Frosty, once again, is probably going to stay defensively there. We have Necromancer on the other side of the map there as well. Getting that pick up there. Forcing that 1v1. Ooh, Skitto gets assassinated, though, by the power conduit. That is actually very, very bad. That's probably going to drain a lot of the momentum that red team just got there. As, of course, now they don't have that very powerful damage dealer. Because in a weird way, the red team's comp is kind of similar to the blue team's comp. They're very reliant on Skitto to do the damage here. They're kind of running three side nodes, right? They've got the Condi Rev, and they're basically playing it as a side noder. They're playing the Amalgam, obviously, which is very much side noder. And they're also playing the Ritualist as a side noder. They're not really pushing for the team fight. And honestly, maybe they should be, in a way here. Like, in a way, they are trying to kind of beat the blue team at their own game here. And that might be difficult to actually make work here. Because again, like, they essentially have two better 1v1ers, right, than this. And again, they're like, if Skitto's dead, there's no damage, right? There's no real damage from the red team whatsoever. And yeah, Caspy doing a very good job, I think, of dealing with this Mirage and shutting that down highly effectively. You do have Blink and Distort available. What on earth is going on here? Skitto is leaping around and being weirdly desynced and ends up dying. Might be some lag going on there. Not entirely sure what's happening. Red team, though, still holding on to middle. Hammer is also now in the mix too, but with Skitto and Aki both dying, blue team are going to get into a good position very, very soon. What is that movement? There might be a little bit of lag, but in general, Spectator does have some desync sometimes, so that may well be the situation. Yeah, so far, red team, they are bashing into the wall of bunkers, and they are being broken by the rebound. Blue team in the mix, locked in. 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 I mean, this is not very exciting, is it? Are you excited by this game, chat? I mean, what's the game plan here? Like, oh, draw gets killed. Oh, dude, Aki is a beast on this build, man. I'm telling you. Like, what is this? Actually gets the win in a clean 1v1 over draw of all people as well. Actually, that is a big moment. Does need to actually secure this, but it's hard to get momentum here, really, because you know draw's going to be back pretty soon. I do like this, like trying to move away to get something done on the map before draw comes back to pressure that node. Going over to middle to maybe try and find another kill to maybe prevent Frosty from dying, or pushing into the hammer to swap the warrior out. Yeah, that's good. But is it going to be in time for Frosty to actually survive? It's not. Is the warrior going to get the banner? I think the answer to that is yes. So actually a very nice rotation there from Aki. And they convert it into a kill onto Notamel as well. Ritualist going to re-secure that node. Now the support warrior from blue is completely locked on the hammer as well. If Skitto can kill Caspi, we're in a good spot. Here we go. This is Skitto's moment to lock in. Not going to be easy, but if we can kill this conduit, blue team could be in trouble. Hammer just being given. I actually like that call from blue. I think there's not much that the warrior was going to be able to do there, and the warrior needs to be on the map. So blue, I think, actually handled this setback rather well. And because Caspi survived, I don't want to overhype it because, again, I think that blue is still in a very robust position. Now, Caspi is a little bit isolated here, but the warrior moves in, goes for the heal. And Zintrax is going to go down. That's actually pretty big. Ooh, warrior was going for the banner, but got interrupted too. And here we go. Ritualist 1v1 continues, and red needs points though, because we've only got 5 minutes left in the game, and that is relevant at this stage, guys. It's a slow game, so time is important. Red team really want to get themselves a double cap at some point. They want to see if they can find that. Oh, and Skitto goes down. I think they actually have to. I think they really want that res. Are they going to get it? They are, but the cleave on that conduit is just crazy. Caspi just unleashing. Can they maybe find a counter kill onto that? But with the sewer prince down, he's actually going to go for the vengeance and go for that counter kill. But the healing is massive onto Caspi, and they're not going to be able to find that. So red is going to have to play this a lot more defensively. That warrior is going to expire very, very soon. Just a couple of seconds left on that. That's the end of that. Did get the resustain onto the red player, so not the worst outcome in the universe, but I think they really needed that kill onto Caspi, and they couldn't quite get it. Some very strong support and swift rotation from the warrior to lock down that location on position A. But, ooh, hold on a minute. This warrior taking a beating, in fact, as the spear abuser is going to go into the downside. Skitto surging forwards. They're finding that DPS. They've got to confirm that. If Zintrax was to fall here as well, this could be problematic. But again, they're going to have to push for a decap here. And previously cannot do that on his own. Ooh, and we did have a kill here onto the best mastermind EU as well, by the way. That is really, really bad. Going to have to push back in there. And of course, that frees up Caspi to wreak some havoc on this side of the map at the same time. This fight has to go well for the red team, or this is essentially going to be game over. They've got to win this, and win this pretty hard, actually. It's going to be an even fight with supports on both sides. This is going to come down to who has the better team fight. I want to say that, the conduit, I think, should be delivering some crazy value. And, well, look, there you have it. Very nice res, but I think this is a tricky fight for red to engage into. They just don't have the meat that the blue team has. I mean, Aki is just humiliating people on this build. No, what is this? How is he winning this 1v1 so quickly and so consistently? Immediately actually kills Notamel in that 1v1. Is it going to be enough, though? We actually do have the kill coming through onto Engineer Zintrax. Massive cap here by Frosty. This node was held, too. That was one of the sickest banners, by the way, I have ever seen from Zeolith. It was, like, instant. And it was... the cleave was crazy, right? They nearly got the kill on Skitto, but it wasn't enough. And all of a sudden, we actually have a massive potential for red team to win this game, but they need to keep winning this fight or at least defuse it. I'd be scared about committing it because, again, like, Caspi is just destroying in these team fights. He's so powerful, but Dra is going to go down. Is that enough for red team to get this? A very nice banner actually coming through from the Spear Abuser, but Skitto still under pressure. Both teams with no banner now available. If anyone dies here, they are probably dead. Dra is going to be the target. The pull is big, but is it enough? Oh, the Warrior actually taking some pretty heavy fire here as well. A massive team fight is now bursting through here. The support cooldowns being expended. Skitto is going to be the player to die. Two players. Two caps still being held for red, at least for the time being, because we actually got point A. Oh, we did see Dra go down again, but Skitto gets confirmed, but actually blue team so very low. Dra is going to fall here. There's no revive, so it's going to be a player trade, which honestly is fine for red at this stage, as long as they keep this middle node. Best Mastermind EU, Aki 1v100 currently in this 1v1 versus Intrex. Cannot concede it, does not want to concede that. Warrior now in the mix. Oh, Caspi in trouble. If Caspi dies, we actually might be seeing a red team victory here. The red team surely knows this. Skitto now back into the mix, looking for the kill onto that conduit. The evades are being chained. The Warrior is nearby, but Caspi struggling to actually get in contact with that Warrior. It's not going to be enough, and Caspi is dead, and with that, there's not a lot of damage left here on the blue team, and red team, they should be able to hold. We have previously in position, locking down this node. We've got the support Warrior with an amalgam here on middle. Blue team are actually in a very difficult position, especially with Notamelon dying. I think this is actually going to be the game over here. 5 points, very relevant here too. There's still no banner. The res might come through here. Oh, I tried to go for the stomp banner, but it's actually going to be the res discipline from blue that does manage to come through. Oh, I'm actually not a big fan of actually leaving this node here. They have to give it up, but actually maybe the points from getting this are actually going to win the day. They commit to the team fight. Spirit Blossom Dra and, of course, the other amalgam are going to go down here. Zintrex versus Aki here on middle, but the hammer is going to go to the red team. The neutral, a very nice decap by Skiddo, actually. Of course, the hammer going to come through as well at the same time. 1 minute on the clock. Red team need to hold on to middle. The hammer is going to help them do that. Zintrex, I think, maybe actually got caught by the hammer, but gets rallied up by that lovely stomp there from the Spear Abuser, securing that kill. But is it enough? We've got 1 minute on the clock. Ooh, very nice node pressure here from previously. Frosty's gonna fall, but red team, they're in survival mode now. They just have to stand on the node, and I think they should be winning this game. Skitto using everything to hold on. The damage is massive. Yearn for revenge, sustaining. 30 seconds on the clock. Even if this node goes towards blue, which it will, is it enough time left to win this game? I don't think it is. 5 points from that kill are obviously really nice, but there's not enough time to get these caps. We've got a 20-point differential here. Ritualist will be able to deny this cap for at least a little bit of time left. Shroud is going to be juiced up. Massive damage from Caspi secures the kill, but 3, 2, 1, and even on the Skyhammer, the French overcome the bunkers. And Aki carried that game, let's be honest here. Best Mastermind EU just destroyed every Amalgam 1v1. French looking strong this AT, guys. And crazy game. It looked pretty bleak at the start, let me tell you that. It looked pretty rough. But they made it happen. They absolutely did make it happen. I think we haven't seen this matchup, actually. Nigel. Oh, wait. I think we did see Nigel versus I think it was pretty rough, actually. So we have some rematches, I think. I think Magic System versus Bill could be interesting. Omega. All right. Are they out of the tournament? No. It's a Swiss-style tournament. We're on the eliminations now. So basically, all of these matches are elimination. Okay. Shout out to YouTube, by the way, guys. How many viewers have we got on YouTube? 117. So let's see, we've got 570 on Twitch and 117 on YouTube. Dude, we're popping off today, guys. We're back. Okay. Let me see. I think Bill versus Magic System might actually be the game that has the most potential to be interesting. I actually think that a lot of these are going to be fairly straightforward. I think Yui team here will be quite a bit stronger than Antares. I think Desire is quite a bit stronger than Team Nigel. And well, I'm not sure about this game actually. Like Dra versus Bantanash, that actually might be a game to watch as well.
The match starts soon.
Wait, what is this? Wait, if you make it to finals or semis, you just mass report someone from the French teams. And you probably get one of them banned, by the way. This is actually hidden technology, guys.
Hold on to your points.
What?
Seize there.
This is the only way, guys, to defeat the French. Okay? Mass report the French teams or Nigel, and you get them banned. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. Like, it's what's got to be done. Yeah. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Okay. Is this game going to be good? Maybe. Maybe it's going to be good. I think blue is pretty favored here. I almost want to check out this other game. I think this is the game that could actually have some potential. Because these are two kind of more pug-style teams. Although blue team is actually very serious. Team Rocket. Also giving the advice on how to counter the French.
Just like that, blue team takes a capture.
Definitely a powerful roster of gamers, of juicers. Busting out the Mirage here as well to rotate around the map and find those kills. Sometimes you die. It's true. It's a true story. You have to accept that you will sometimes get killed in the video game. It's good to have that reminder. Meanwhile, we actually have some content going on. Doritza, thanks for the raid. Appreciate that, my friend. Red team, though, doing well in this team fight. Blue not really getting the map control that they're looking for here. We actually have the Mirage kind of handling this Richless over here. I think Richless should be kind of okay at holding on to this. A sustain here I think you have to be very careful with the Mirage. The damage is kind of crazy, actually, but with some good positioning, I think that the Ritualist should be able to kind of get this done. Yeah, the Rit's going to have a tough time. Oh, if that lands, that's really juicy. What? Huh? Do you guys see that? What was that spear for? I don't think it actually got the kill. Like, the Blue Mirage also contributed there, but that was actually crazy. I don't know what it is with... I don't know why Spear 4 on Necro does that, but sometimes it just connects, right? It just, like, goes ultra long range and hits sometimes. Okay, anyway. Blue team now get that node on the board. Having a little bit of difficulty in some of these fights, I will admit that. So they do need to find some kind of value here, because red is just... I feel like red is doing the thing where they just do nothing and win. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like, they've just put this amalgam here, and they put another amalgam on middle. And they're winning the game. You know? Like, I feel like I don't have anything to cast, because it's just... There's engineers standing on points and winning. You know what I mean? It's like, what's happening in this game? Red team is powerless. Okay, it is powerless to overcome the power of the ooze. And it's the same thing over here. You know, the Luminary is standing on the point with the Warrior. I think, honestly, Luminary actually might not be that great anymore at this stage. It just doesn't have the damage, really. It's had so much damage taken away. Like, they nerfed it quite a bit. The cooldown increases to all of the virtues as well have been coming through. Definitely tough, I think, to get value out of this class at this point. Like, you know, when Cranel's not playing Luminary, you know something is, you know something's a little bit rough. Now, blue do manage to get rid of the enemy Mirage, which is definitely a big deal. for them, but they need some kind of response to handling these nodes. Like, they do have the double, or rather, they only have a one bunker amalgam, right? They only have Angs. Violet Rose is playing power with grenades. So they have a lot of damage, but they do need to actually secure some of these points if they want to win. Now, they have their Ritualist doing that, but they need to be very careful to actually go ahead and guard that. They do get the side zone. This is a good map state for blue. Now, I kind of hope they don't overcommit here to this fight here on middle. I think in the team fight, they actually should be okay. They have the damage, but not if they lose their big DPS engineer before the fight actually starts. So now blue has to back off from this. Like they have to maybe like leave one player to be super annoying. Yeah, Warrior's kind of nice for such a, you can be really annoying and just like leap around and just continuously interrupt things. So we do need to keep doing that. Oh, that was a little bit of a flib there with the star 4. It went the wrong way. It was intended to go backwards, I think, to try and get that interrupt. Oh, however, the Mirage is going to get killed. That is a very big deal, actually. There we go. There's the kill. Archangel Hina getting out like a bandit after securing that kill. Very, very nice. And blue actually have got themselves a very nice little advantage in this game. Amalgam also doing a nice defensive operation over here towards the temple, or the altar rather, which is very, very good to see. Warrior picking up middle. Top buff still active. You didn't see it doing anything because there weren't any points captured for red, but now you do, of course. As now we have the Ritualist starting to move over into the mix. There we are. The other games? I think the other games will honestly be not that exciting. Yeah. Like, wait. Wow, this is actually I'm surprised this game is close. Wait, let me check actually. Who is this team? Oh! I didn't even know these guys were playing. What is this? Claude Abuser? We have Kill playing? Oh, I didn't even realize that this team existed. Yeah. Who's Desire on Draws team? I just have no idea. But yeah, here we have... Wait, who are these players actually? These... I have not seen these names before, but... We have Antares, I guess. Kill, Floor, Claude Abuser, and Nell. Very exciting. Actually a pretty competitive game as well so far. Neck and neck. Red getting a couple of kills though. They're going to propel themselves into the advantage at this point.
Did you see that?
Similar approaches too. Like it's the Virtuoso here. Now, I do actually like a bit of a switch up here from red. I think the triple amalgam, very spicy, very entertaining in its own way, but I'm not sure if that's really the way to go. It was proving to be not the most effective thing in the universe, and we've almost gone to the inverse of that. We're just going full DPS for red team at this stage with is this triple power amalgam? Oh, hold on. We are actually playing a bit of an interesting build. Is this a little bit of a cook? We have some kind of bunker conduit. Okay. Salvation, Invocation, and Conduit, kind of going into the support lines here as well, with Found Purpose. And of course, using the classic Salvation stuff, right? Resilient Spirit, Unyielding Devotion, all that good stuff to end up being very, very durable indeed. Wait, is Caspi playing this one? No, Caspi is still playing DPS. Is Dra on Bunker as well? No, Dra is also on DPS. So we have double DPS with one bunker, and then of course you also have this bunker amalgam. I would be interested to see actually just playing the second amalgam as well, because to be honest, I feel like I'm not sure if there's that much of an advantage of this build here, the conduit versus the amalgam build. Perhaps Notamelon simply prefers it over the amalgam. And of course, you do have some good support here, right? You have the stability application that can come through there. You have a bunch of boons that you're going to spew out, right? Whenever you invoke a legend, basically, when you get that numinous gift.
Tranquility has appeared.
Blue team actually down a player with Kill, but they do actually manage to secure a node for themselves. Luminary in a little bit of trouble here. Gets that big heal. Wants to go for a kill on Caspi. And she might at least be able to get Notamelon here, who's very, very low. However, ooh, nice CC coming through there from Caspi. Counter-pressuring out that player very effectively. Judge's Intervention is up in a couple of seconds. There's maybe some potential, but not really a lot of damage cooldowns available right now for the blue Luminary as of right now. And in fact, they just turn it around and go for that kill. Claude Abuser is going to find themselves in a 1v2 situation. Both players staring at each other on the bottom buff. Very exciting, riveting stuff. Oh, Virtuoso stealths up. Gonna go for a burst. What? It was a bit anticlimactic, wasn't it? Didn't have the unblockable, and therefore it did literally nothing. Unlucky. Claude Abuser now moving into the mix. The red team with that double cap. They're going to be getting themselves some major points, even with the triple cap as the 3-time Moda champ. Dra, of course, has obtained the temple. This is a tough situation. Like, blue, how are they going to break out of this? Like, the key is obviously going to be leveraging the Luminary and this Virtuoso. But they need to get themselves some kills. They need kills. They need it now. I would almost like to see them go for a bit of a repack and then just push out on that. That is what they're going for as well. Ooh, but the amalgam dies here. That's where things start to get really, really bad. Now, we do actually have this kill be secured over here. Kill was able to eliminate Engineer Zintrex in this 1v1. As long as this kill doesn't actually end up getting revived in some weird way, then we are in a great spot here as well. And Dra does die on the other side of him, and they get the top buff, but they still need more than this. They're 150 points down. They need to get another kill. And to be honest, they've got to get rid of Caspi, right? Like, Caspi is one of those players who is very hard to kill no matter what class he is actually playing. And it's just been a menace, just been absolutely feasting on every team that he's been up against throughout the entire tournament. Are the Warriors AFK? Oh no, I respect that. They're still actually pressing buttons. Okay, they haven't yet resigned themselves to like the slash dance party moment. Here we do actually finally have that kill. Engineer Zintrex and Dra potentially thinking about contesting into this location. We have Claude Abuser and, of course, Kill trying to deal with Caspi. Now, if Caspi dies, I'd be a little bit scared here. Ooh, that is a really big pickup there because that's one of those two big DPS revenants now removed from the map. Now, Notamelon, can Notamelon get it to contest middle? I think, yeah, we definitely can, actually. Maybe kind of lurking around, or maybe not going to go for it instead, actually. Going to cross over. And I think means I don't think the Claude Abuser will be able to make it. However, this top buff, top buff is going to be the destination. 5:30 on the clock will be secured. Just get that off the map. And actually, oh, the Vert got killed. That is a big deal. That leaves Kill extremely exposed in a 1v3 versus 2 deadly power revenants. If Kill can make a bit of a miracle happen and somehow hold on here, that will be huge. But I think the probability of that, it's not great, guys, okay? It's not great, and in fact, it's 0, as that kill has now been secured. Does just die on the node, though. Doesn't want to waste any time, and that double roaming deadly comp just getting down to business here. There could be a counter kill on the other side of the map, though, actually, as that Virtuoso is starting to blast. Is that going to be a kill? Perhaps not. Heal skill up in a couple of seconds. Hammers are spinning, and ooh, here's the turnaround there. You've got to watch out for those Revenants. Never think you're safe. Red team get that node, equalizing the point again because they still have the top buff lingering for a couple more seconds. Here we go. We, of course, have the Virtuoso trying to connect. That's probably a dead Revenant here. Maybe. Wait, I mean, this is Big King Dongo Bongo, I believe. I think it was. Wasn't that the original team name that Notamelon had? Or something like that? Or that was his name, like King Dongo Bongo or something weird like that? Is going to get taken out. But blue still need to get rid of this node. They need to slow this game down a little bit more. Like, they're still 70 points behind. They do get that kill, which is great, but they've got to neutralize. Ideally, they want to get that 2 cap. I almost expect to see Kill play a little bit greedy here and continue to contest instead of supporting the Virtuoso here. Vert really doesn't want to die, by the way. Honestly, maybe the play was actually just to die to falling damage there. Wow, crazy hold. Really nice use of the evasion into the mass invis with a little bit of support from floor. That actually might have been a bit of a spicy game-winning move here because Caspi committed, full commit to getting that kill. Isn't gonna get it either. Gets blasted a bit there with the turnaround. You've got to watch out for that Blade Song Harmony. Blue team nearly, oh no, does Caspi die? Oh no. Of course, the Warriors have been AFK here for like 5 minutes. So that is, of course, gonna be a pretty easy banner for the Spear Abuser to get locked in. But blue team now really closing that gap, gaining some serious points. At that point, getting that middle cap as well is super juicy. Kill not able to hold against the raw onslaught of the double conduit again. But I think blue are in a decent position to posture defensively here. As of course, Kill is going to be back relatively soon. We do need to see a response to this rotation here. It is unfortunately going to be the Luminary, and that is really not ideal here. I think we'll be able to hold on, but ideally doesn't want to concede this until Kill is back to basically swap that player out. Ooh, Claude Abuser getting driven away from middle. There's all the 3-time Motor Champ surging forwards alongside Caspi to get that kill. They do so as well. And Red Team, I think, are going to deny the point overtake here, getting that kill and, of course, securing the middle node for their team. Ooh, and yeah, this is tough now. This is tough. This is very, very tough. 20 points in it. Flawed. Yeah, this is a fun game for these supports, right? Just chipping away at each other, but I think Red Team have done it. Zintrex securing that decap. Vert pushing forth, looking for that node. Not going to get it. And that is the end of that.
Red team wins a capture point.
Game over, I believe. Maybe if, well, I mean, no, it's game over. Oh, especially with the top buff. Top buff secured, yeah, game is over. Red team wins. They're going to the quarterfinals. Oh, this is the slowest game as well, by the way. Yeah, Desire went through, Bantanash went through, and Magicson. Wow, what a surprise. What a surprise, guys. Who could have seen this one coming? And that is the end of that. For Bantanash. Ah. And here it is. It's on Capricorn. Could it be a Skyhammer Finals? Maybe the Amalgams are going to bust out again. So it's going to be Magic System versus the Z Squadron. SAB, you get a new world. Yeah, actually, yeah, they haven't added Tribulation, but they have added like quite a big new zone. It's really nice too. I actually like it. It's like an underwater themed zone. But you know, it's not actually underwater. It's just low grav, basically, with some physics games. SAB hype. SAB hype. I assume you're coming back for Guild Wars 3, Frosty, right? I assume you're going to be back in maining the game. Right? Did it get announced yet? Not yet, but it's coming. All right, then. So let's see. I think we want to look at this game or the other game. I guess it hasn't started yet, but it will pretty soon. Frosty is back. I mean, look, Frosty never left. He actually mained Guild Wars 2 in Jamthir Wilds. He was big into it. I believe the actual breaker was, I think there was a bugged quest that psychologically broke him and he was unable to continue. It happens. It does happen.
Hold on to your points. Seize theirs.
The referral link? I'm pretty sure my referral link will work. Definitely looking forward to that.
It's the Capricorn.
Okay, look, we can watch the opening fight here, but not gonna lie, this is gonna be rough. Guild Wars 3 and Classic Plus launching the same day. What do you play? Oh, man. Probably Guild Wars 3, I guess. But honestly, I just do both. I do 12 hours of each. That's what we're doing. I do a 24-hour stream, 12 hours of both. I know, actually, I'd play them both at the same time. I'd stream on 2 accounts at the same time and farm the drops twice. One on MightyTeapot A and then one on MightyTeapot B. Double drops. And yeah, there is going to be a Cabal. Look, there wasn't a Cabal in Guild Wars 2. I wish there was, though. In Guild Wars 3, guys, the Cabal is coming. Right? There's nothing you can do about it. The Cabal is coming. Blue team. I would say we're just going for a big old team fight here, to be honest. And Red, a lot of respect to Reddit. They are putting up one hell of a fight here. I think, though, as over time, that Condi Rev is just going to wear them down. And yeah, you can see that kind of reflected. Mirage not having a particularly good way to deal with those Condis. Nice res coming through here at the same time. But the team fight is certainly not going the way of the red team. Glint getting focused down quite heavily. Support from the red team is holding firm. Revenant actually does go down here for blue team. Glint gets nuked. Could this actually be a crazy rally? That would be an insane maneuver if blue team were actually going to get this. Oh, can they do it? No, that was so close. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Sakai, of course, being super mean to this Ritualist. Ritualist not having a good time against that. The Amalgam, the Ooze, is simply too powerful. Madam Boss is going to go down state here as well. And yeah, I think this game is essentially drawing to a close already. Let's leap into the other game. Okay. Oh, this game has just barely started. So it is going to be the triple conduit approach. And let's see if it's the same build. I believe it is. Yeah, it is the Salvation build here from Normal. Going to be pushing over straight towards far. And you want to deal with this Ritualist. We love to see that. We really, really do. And here, of course, on the blue team, we have previously Skitto, Frosty, Aki, and the Sewer Prince. So last time we saw this, the Amalgam comp didn't work out for Red. Now they've come back with a different idea with these conduits. And I have to say, I do like it a little bit more. Bit more damage. I think, you know, triple bunker approach is maybe a little bit too much. But they are still going to have to contend with Aki, of course, on one of these Amalgams. They're going to have Zintrex for that. They can just go ahead and straight up mirror that. And then just use these conduits for that second side noda with the Salvation. And then the double power one to move around the map there as well a little bit. But ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. We already have a lot of damage coming through. And this 2v2 just looking gnarly here for the blue team. Picking up that kill. Just a CC. You know, Warrior doesn't have that much stability. You've got your banner. You've got your balance stance. Do have a short cooldown stun break, of course, with the, you know, the Chant of Freedom. If you get locked down, though, and trust me, that Amalgam build can lock you down. It will just obliterate you. And that is exactly what happened there to the Spear Abuser. And oh, no, Caspi is dead as well. 3 to Motor Champ. I mean, look, it's a lot, you know, the game has just started, but this is not a good start for the red team whatsoever. Not a good start indeed, as both of the damage revenants are going to be eliminated here. Of this fight continuing. Again, pretty stale, right? Like both builds pretty tanky. I feel the Ritualist is probably not that sad about having to face the Condi Conduit, though. I'll admit that. And that's going to be the kill. Secured there. At least a double cap for blue. Team fight going to go. Okay, Dra's going back to the Amalgam. I kind of like that, to be honest. Dra very proficient on this build, and I think they definitely want just a little bit more, kind of the style that they were playing previously here. Because, yeah, they clearly did not find value with those conduits in this matchup. Worked out pretty well in the last game. But still, it's weird, actually. It's really hard to play from behind, I think, because they're just so far behind on tempo now. They're just being caged into their base. It's going to take them a long time to actually push out onto the map here. They're going to do it. They've traded some damage for a bit more beef. They're going to be able to just put Dra into Aki, although Aki was doing incredibly well in these 1v1s the entire time, so it's not going to be a guaranteed win for Dra, that's for sure. Bella's now coming up as well. We have Notamelon going for the decap. You know, if anything, I would have liked to see this Revenant get swapped. I feel like almost we've relogged the wrong conduit, you know what I mean? I feel like Dra was actually putting in the work on that power conduit, and it's this Condi conduit that I'm not entirely confident about, like actually delivering the value. Swap that for an Amalgam, right? And keep the damage from Dra, because that was what was really putting in some work, I think, in the previous game. Now, we do have Skitto get taken out here, right as the bell is about to go up here as well, so that is definitely an important thing to be aware of here. Frosty in a lot of trouble, but gets nicely healed by the Warrior at the same time, gets the heal skill off and has some energy available to start bringing the pain to the approach. Oh, look at those Condis. So much Condi pressure. Massive cleanse coming through, though, from the red team, securing that pretty effectively. Pretty stale. We have a little bit of a break in the game here after a fairly explosive opener. But, oh, yeah, that conduit is just getting beaten down by the Mirage. That's going to be a kill. Skitto going to once again rotate away. And look at Aki. What is it? How is he doing it? I almost think we've got to spectate these 1v1s. Because, look, you know, winning a 1v1 is definitely one thing, but to consistently be winning into Dra, who is an incredibly good 1v1 and also is, I think, one of the main proponents of this build. Dra is very good on this Amalgam build, but Aki is simply too strong at handling these 1v1s. As you can see, it is going to be the 1v1 re-emerging again, but it's a triple cap, and it's hard to break out of this. Like, where is the breakout going to be? It's probably going to be here because, again, you've got this volatility of the Mirage and Caspi on the power conduit here. But elsewhere, it's just not going to be the case. And actually, hold on. They're hungry for blood. They want to kill Dra, and they do. I think this game's over. Wow. Yeah, and this 1v1 is not really going well either for that conduit. In fact, the Ritualist is going to be looking to even get that kill, I think. No heal skill for a while. We'll have a legend swap, so maybe the dwarf heal skill. But Ritualist, I think, a lot more comfortable into this conduit build than, of course, the amalgam build. Is some support coming in, of course, as well from Yearn from Revenge to match Caspi rotating in. But that's just going to be a kill onto Notamelon. Is there a banner available? There is not. And this is just over. It is game over. 300 points. I think almost impossible at this point. 300 points for blue, 44 for red. Another bell coming up. If this bell goes towards blue, then this is well and truly over, I believe. Who is the Ritualist? So the Ritualist is previously. The blue team is previously Skitto, Frosty, Aki, and Sewer Prince, aka Zeolith 1v9. Also known as Vern 1v9. Zintrax flops over. I think we're in a bit of a desperate situation for red right now. They're trying to find something. They're trying to find some value here. But it's not going to come easy. The French are not going to budge a single inch in this game. This is not the finals, by the way. This is semis. Caspi falls, and I think with that death, the game is well and truly over, actually. Spear Abuser in a desperate last stand to hold on to the bell, contesting this objective. The Warrior standing firm, but even the mighty Paragon cannot withstand the fury of the Mirage and the Ritualist. That's going to be the end. 50-point bell, if I'm not... Might actually be a 20. Did we even see the first bell? We actually did. Red team actually yoinked it, so only 25 points, but triple cap, 25 points. It is happy days. It is stand on node time already, very early into this matchup. Go stand on the point and wait for the game to end. Big King DB is going to fall over. Zintrex is next on the list over here. Spirit Blossom Dra, 1v2, 1v dead, and that is the end of the game. 480 points, kill being secured. It is over. So finals is going to be French versus French. All right then, guys. Oh, good map for it. Fun map for the finals. Here we are. The finals of the monthly AT for the Comet Gizmo. On the red team, it is Magic System. Yearn for Revenge, a.k.a. Sewer Prince, a.k.a. Zeolith, a.k.a. Vern 1v9. On the support warrior, it is the normal build. Phalanx Strength versus Martial Cadence being played here. So slightly different build. Basically, less quickness, more might, less weapon swapping. So, or rather, less soldiers focus procs. So, you know, you get slightly less protection and healing and stuff. But you do get that really big might uptime with Phalanx Strength being played. Ruin the Druid, Avatar Amulet, Flock, Best Mastermind EU, Aki. Of course, the master of the Amalgam build. Frosty on the Conduit. Doing some big DPS there. The Permeating Pestilence being played there for that kind of big transfer gaming. Skitto on Mirage. Going to be providing some big mobility. Might pay off on this map, actually. Will be very, very mobile. And of course, previously is going to be here with the glorious Ritualist. Locking down these nodes, providing a little bit of support, and just being a bit of an annoyance in some of these skirmish-style fights. And on the blue team, it's going to be Desire on the Hybrid Rev still, I think. Yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah, it is the... Oh, it actually, no. Ooh. That's maybe not Hybrid. Let's see if it goes to Tyrant. But Draza, going to be on the Ritualist, of course. Glint, 1v9 on the Power Conduit. Sakaya on the Amalgam. Also, this is going to be a spicy 1v1 to watch, by the way. Both very strong Engineer 1v1 players. Slightly different approaches. Rune Divinity, Relic of Rivers. Whereas Aki has a Relic of Rivers and Rune the Reaper. So a slightly different approach. And then Goku, of course, on Support Warrior. I think with Martial Cadence, yeah. I personally do like this build a little bit better, actually, as well. So I definitely lean a little bit towards Goku's approach on the Warrior. Oh no. Skitto DC? What happened? Guys, Skitto is gone at the start of this game. Is trying to relog. Well, I mean, that is not what we want to see. Wait, no, wait. I see the attempted relog. What is happening here? But obviously, this is literally a 4v5. It's obviously not winnable for Magic System. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, I think Skitto, the interface is bugging out here. I'm not exactly sure what's happening.
Blue team grabbed a capture point.
Yeah, and blue is not respecting, guys. Blue is not respecting. They're going for the win. They're fiending. They're okay with being the villains. They know what they need to do. Skitto is... Oh, I see the green. We are online. But yeah, blue team showing no mercy. To be fair, I think it hasn't been called in map chat. So it is possible that... To be fair, I'm not going to lie. Like, you would notice the Mirage isn't here. Is Skitto able to get back into the game? I mean, look. There's no point in commentating this. It's just game over, right? Like, it's 4v5. It's unwinnable, right? Oh, okay. Skitto is back. Okay. Oh, but again, being 100 points down is not where you want to be in this game. And it's worse than 100 points. Because, again, we're a player down here. We've now got that respawn as well happening at the same time. Oh, what a tragic place to DC. This is promising to be an exciting game. I'm hoping it still can be. But we did see Skitto lagging. We did, unfortunately, see Skitto lagging in that Skyhammer game as well. So... I mean, it's just very unfortunate. And again, especially on Mirage, right? Obviously, very ping sensitive. You do not want to have any latency on that class at all. And I mean, this is essentially just an almost impossible position now for the red team to come back from. Skitto trying to make it work. I'm not seeing any noticeable desync, so the connection should be stable. But again, we're just so far behind in this team fight. So far behind in the red team's team fight. And they're just all getting cleaned up. Well, I mean, I didn't expect that. Yeah, and this is just a triple cap, obviously, for blue. And I mean, they have to go for a full reset, right? Like, they have to go for a full reset here and just try to play the game for... Oh, no. Dude, blue team just shows no mercy. The villains of the AT forcing their opponents to wait for the respawn on the sewer prince and then fight them with both buffs on spawn. And this is unplayable. This is unplayable. For red, like, there's absolutely no way this is winnable. Because both buffs, I mean, one buff, okay, could have been tough, right? But two, it's completely insurmountable. That's simply too much of an advantage. The amount of extra offensive potential and defensive potential you get from having both of those at the same time, it is unplayable. I mean, it's a 5-0 finals, guys. It's over. And that's just it, guys. French Worms, they're back. And they don't care, guys, okay? Look, they're here to win. Take a look at the character name, guys. Win or go home, and Goku is not going home today. He lost his keys. He cannot get back into his property. They are winning or going home. French Worms looking to close us out with 0 points scored by red team. New gizmo for Desire, potentially. And red team going for one last desperation push. Win or go home has been eliminated. That is going to be a kill squad. It's not going to be a 500-0 finals at the very least. Bit of a blunder here from the blue team in that engagement. But again, is there any way for red team to come back here? I don't think so. It would have to be some kind of DDoS operation, some kind of paid match fixing. And even then, it would still be difficult to win unless all of blue team just decide to stop playing the game. And even then, it would be weirdly close, actually, because it takes time to decap. Well, slightly disappointing finals, I would say. Not exactly ideal. Frosty finding the decap there. But blue have one node, right? And one node, of course, wins them the game. Very much the case. I do feel very bad for Aki, actually. I think Aki was playing out of his mind this tournament. Like, absolutely insane play from the red amalgam here. But unfortunately, it's not going to matter as, yeah, I mean, that's just... It's just the worst possible time to DC. The DC happened, like, at the start of the game, right? It was the worst possible scenario, unfortunately, for red. And to be honest, horrible position to play from gameplay-wise and just mental-wise, right? Like, that's just so hard to actually kind of weather the storm and just have that steely-minded determination to keep playing and have the presence of mind to continue to play at the highest level. And that's going to be it, guys. French Worms, lock it in. Comet Gizmo secured for French, 501 points to 10. Not respecting the DC, and they go win, and they do not go home. That is the end of the monthly AT.